Halito everybody, this is CT over the NYC Indian. How you doing? I'm over here, I'm on vacation. I'll give you guys a little shot here of the scenery. It's kind of hard to see out there, right? I know. All right, so because I'm on vacation, that's why I have not been actually doing my lives because, I've been a little bit busy spending time with the family. But we are here to do Seeking Sister Wives, and oh my God, listen, I'm gonna do I'll talk a little bit about last week's video as well, but this is mainly gonna be on the episode that came on last night. So, oh my God, all right. Did you see this nonsense? Okay, so who we're gonna start off with? First we're starting off, with Steve. Now, Steve's daughter basically dragged him last week, okay? She was like, you know something, I think this lifestyle is disgusting. I don't wanna have anything to do with it. It's either gonna be you or these women. Now, I mean, he's over there all in tears and stuff like that, but come on, think about it. This is the same situation. She's looking at it as a young lady that basically left her mom alone, right? Left her as a divorced woman, and now they got to split the time with the kids and stuff like that. So he broke up the family as far as she's concerned, even if the mom, went along with it, but obviously she wasn't good with it, for the full duration of the situation, right? So here comes Brenda, and Brenda's over there, she's crying too. It's just so frustrating that the kids are, they're not in support. Well, I mean, what do you expect? And I'm still not buying this full on I'm so sad about the kids, because I mean, are you serious? She's more concerned about this young thing coming in and taking her man. That's what that's all about. She can care less about those kids, please. I mean, she's probably thinking like, okay, these kids are gonna be grown in a couple of years. She's just trying to finance her life and, basically level up, right? So, all right, that's enough with Steve and his children. But, I think good for his daughter for standing up for what she believes in. And hi, how are you, Barbara? Thanks for tuning in. Listen, girl, I'm sorry I'm so late with these reviews, but I'm doing the best I can. So, anyway, okay, so now who do we have next? All right, I gotta look at my notes here because I can't remember all these fools and their names. All right, so now we have, Obsidian. So Obsidian goes to the Philippines to meet up with Ariel. So, the initial, it seemed like thank you. It seemed to be like there was a little bit of chemistry. I'm not sure, not full on chemistry, but she didn't seem to be completely revolted by him. But I'm still thinking that this is like a come up for her. She's in the beauty industry and entertainment in the Philippines, and I really think that that's what that is all about. All right, so we'll get back to City and Ariel a little bit later. And let's move on over to the Merrifields. Oh goodness. So we get this little video of Leah basically dumping them, saying, this is only one-sided, this is only working for you guys, it's not working for me, this is not what I was expecting. And I still think she came in from Central Casting. The fit just seemed to be kind of awkward. She seemed to be putting in an effort, and some people think that there was absolutely no chemistry. I didn't see much chemistry on his side. I felt like maybe there was a little bit on hers, but yeah, that wasn't going to work out. So now Danielle's like, oh, I'm so upset, because, she was the one, she thought that, what's her name, Leah was going to be like her magic bullet to solve the whole Roberta situation, right? But that wound up going south because, she wanted someone that was like a little bit more stronger and assertive, but I think Leah was a little bit too much for them. I think they couldn't handle all that, her being independent, having her own mind and an opinion. Garrick, Barbara says, Garrick is odd and creepy. He is. He's so weird the way he slunches down in the confessionals. He's always looking over. He's just such a weirdo. My God, I can't believe it. So we thought, at least I thought, that we would see Leah for a few more episodes, but girlfriend didn't even make it in past episode 5 or 6, whatever this was. Okay, so let's move on to the Davis family. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. So these people are all deciding to stay together at some staycation or whatever. Hold on, guys, I'm trying to balance this phone here. Let me turn it around. All right, oh no, it's not gonna let me do it. Sorry about that. All right, my arm was getting tired because I don't have like a film thing out here, right? So anyway, the Davis family, they are all staying in this house together, and they're trying to get an idea of what it's going to be like to live together as a full-on polygamous stable is what I like to call it, right? As you know me, I'm very judgmental towards these people. I have no problems, stating that. So they say that they're going to all be staying in one bed. Now listen, all right, I'm not a skinny woman, okay? And I already know me and my husband, we need extra room in our bed for the both of us, especially if we add in our small child. Now there's no way you're going to have these women, okay, these women and this man all together, and your two pushed together beds. These are not tiny people, all right? Are you serious? I mean, come on. And it's just disgusting. I mean, so what is it gonna roll over and go from one to another? It is gross. Oh my God, it just turns my stomach when I think about it. And he's so overtly like sexual and disgusting. At least the other ones I could say like their perversion is a little bit more like, it's a little bit more quiet. I mean, but this guy, he's like, he's doing motions like he's, trying to like hump a dog or something. It's just disgusting. So anyway, so I guess they decide to not go for the full-on 4-bed situation. They play Never Have I Ever, and what's her name? The new one that came in, what's her name? Danielle? Yeah, Danielle says that in the Never Do I Ever she reveals that she actually has her past relationship. She got tired of the last guy, and her eyes were wandering and went off to somebody else. Well, listen, you're 22 years old. That's what you do when you're 22 years old. As long as you're not cheating and lying to the person, right? Well, you're 22. You're not supposed to get married. Well, listen, I don't believe in getting married very, very young. I did that, and that did not work for me. I think you need to date. You need to know who you are. Your brain needs to finish developing. You need to, get your education, things like that. Then get married. I know in some cultures or whatever they do it like that, but look how many women, come out later and say, oh, I wish I would have waited till I was in my 30s, or I wish I would this. All these woulda, coulda, shouldas. And at her age, she should be dating around and experimenting, right? But this experiment is a little bit too far as I'm concerned. So anyway, so now, what's her name? April, the oldest one. She's like, well, I'm a little concerned, that, maybe there's some commitment issues or something like that. You need to be concerned about the commitment issues of the man that you're sleeping with and paying rent for, and getting your mind stimulated by his intellectual conversation while he is bringing 0 cents as a stay-at-home dad. I mean, you just cannot make this up. I say it every week. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but you just can't make it up. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So now, hold on a second, guys. I dropped my glasses. So, all right. So now they're all together, and then I guess they decide that sleeping arrangement is not going to work, and that Jennifer is she's the one that gets to be with him. Oh my God. Okay, so they stay the night together, and they get matching pajamas, and it's supposed to be all so cute and whatever. Oh God, listen, I already have, so it's very early over here. I am in the Pacific Ocean, okay, luxuriating, and I've already had my breakfast, so I did not have to worry about losing my appetite, because that segment, even though secretly they're my favorite because they're so disgusting, but they're very gross. So, all right, now who do we have next? Okay, let's go back to Obsidian. All right, so Obsidian is over there connecting with Ariel. So I'm very much very much paying attention to their body language and how they respond to one another. And, it just seems like very, ho-hum, right? Because he's not a very animated person, and listen, Obsidian needs to just leave all this polygamy stuff alone. This man is so desperately seeking, we should call him desperately seeking a sister wife. All over the globe, this man is trying to go to find a woman. And Obsidian, some of these men on here, I'm not gonna lie, are absolute trolls, but some of them are not. Obsidian, just listen, remember last year he had it was dreadlocks on one side and shaved on another, and then some bangs coming down over it. Listen, he just needs to pick a hairstyle, stick with it, just cut that hair, get a stylist to make him over. He's not terrible looking. Appreciate Tasha, the woman that you're with. She needs to grow a spine and just have a decent life. He's not the absolute worst of the worst, but like, what is he doing already? And he's like so enamored by this woman. Oh my gosh, she's a beauty queen, beauty queen, beauty queen. Well, I guess she is to you. I guess that's all that matters. But you know, listen, I bet you if I ask some of my friends, they're gonna tell me, especially my friends from the Philippines, I bet they're gonna be like, she's a very average girl, right? I mean, she, you know, nice looking girl, but average girl. But for him, I think because he probably, I think he just probably doesn't have a lot of experience with Filipino culture, from what I understand, and she's probably just like so amazing to him. And that's fine if you were a single man. And you know, he starts telling her like, you know, this is how my household is, and I like you to be independent. I mean, at least I can say with Obsidian, he doesn't seem like he wants somebody to just be cooking, cleaning, and pregnant all the time. I mean, listen, the bar is so low for this show. If that's the best, then you know, God help us all. So anyway, yeah, so she's like, yeah, you know, I'm independent and I want to be able to work and take care of myself, blah, blah, blah. And then he, you know, reveals that his child is trans, and he wants to make sure that she's okay with trans, you know, identity and everything like that. And she seems to be okay. So, all right, okay, fine. You know, in the beginning, it seemed like there was a little bit of chemistry, but as they spoke more and more, I was like, I don't know if I'm really seeing this right here. You know, I mean, I think he's into her. I don't know how much she's into him. So, you know, I just think she's enjoying being on television and, you know, getting that TLC money. TLC money probably will stretch pretty far in the pesos, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, enough about the Philippines. Let's come back to the States. Sorry about the background noise. I hope you guys can hear me. If you cannot hear me, just let me know. I will try to speak louder. All right, so let's go to, all right, so, okay, we spoke about the Davis family, and we spoke about Stephen and Brenda Obsidian. We talked about the Merrifields. So let's talk about the Merrifields a little bit for a minute here, because it was very funny when when Danielle was telling us, excuse me, when she was telling us that that Leah's no longer going to be with them or whatever, and Garrick was like, it was almost like he was trying to like hide his laughter. What did she say? Okay, good, thank you for letting me know, Barbara, because I know sometimes the sound is so terrible, and then, you know, I don't hear it until like after I replay the video. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad, and I didn't bring a microphone and all of that stuff, right? So but thank you for telling me that. It was so funny because Garrick was like, once Danielle dropped the bomb, Garrick was like, oh well, I guess we'll just have to move on. It was so funny. It was almost like he could not wait to get that woman out of his house. He was like, this is not gonna work for my little concubine situation over here. We are trying to do a full on, you know, woman camp, you know, the pregnancy camp over here. So I thought to myself, I said, you know, I think he was really like trying hard to not come off as more of a creep, that, because I mean, everyone knows. I mean, it's probably like memes going on all over social media about how creepy he is. That, you know, I agree with Barbara's assessment. That is a very, it's just like the common phrase. He's just weird, right? He's very strange. I mean, all the men they have different dysfunctional things you could describe about them, but the creepo factor is really high with this guy. So anyway, I mean, he just seems like he's like happy to be rid of her. You know, that wasn't going to work to begin with. And so now I'm wondering what's going to happen with Danielle, because, you know, Danielle still at the end of the day does not want Roberta to come back. Right? And I mean, I've been hearing little things here and there on the internet. I don't want to say, because I'm not sure if these, you know, these spoilers are true or not, and I'll try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. But feel free to look up, you know, different updates if you're interested in knowing what is allegedly the update with Roberta right now. So you know, they're building this really big house. So if Roberta comes, you know, then there's still, what, 5 other rooms they got to fill. They're building a 7-bedroom. No, so let's say there's one let's say one for the Merrifields, one for Roberta, one for, they have at least, was it 2 sons, I think. So what's that, 4 bedrooms at least. So they still have more bedrooms. I have no idea what these people are going to do. And did you guys see the upcoming scenes for next week? Oh my God, that was so disgusting. Can you imagine Danielle sitting there? Can you imagine telling your parents, okay, so when it's my turn with Garrick, we'll have this room, and when it's Roberta's turn, Oh my God, especially for a family that doesn't come from that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That's like, I don't know why her parents are so supportive of this, because you know they're not happy about it. But maybe they're like, you know what, hey, he's gonna fund our retirement, and we can, sit out there, chill out in our golden years, live off the fat of the land. I mean, a lot of these men, not a lot, but some of these men, with certain exceptions, who I don't even need to make any mention of, i.e. the Davis family. Some of these men they seem to be, they seem to be making a pretty decent amount of money, at least to be able to afford this nonsense. Garrick, I mean, is he a general contractor, if I'm not mistaken? So I was thinking for some reason the other seasons that he owned a landscaping company, but it looks like he owns some sort of, general contract, some kind of construction, because he's doing all of this building with his own company, from what I understand. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, so I guess they're just gonna, grin and bear it, I guess. I don't know. And maybe Danielle's like, well, hey, at least if I gotta deal with all this nonsense, I can have my parents here as a support system. Who knows what Danielle's gonna do next? Maybe she's gonna try to adopt a baby or something, so she'll have something to do, take her mind off of all of this. Like Brenda's sitting over there all miserable. The parents, you say your parents, you think, are going to live in that new house? Yeah, because on the property it's like the main house and then a separate house, like an apartment house they made for the parents. So I mean, I guess they're just gonna sit back and kick up their ankles and say, if my daughter wants to act a fool on national television and act stupid, then I guess we're gonna just go ahead and enjoy whatever fruits of this labor. I guess. I mean, I don't know, because that's not how they raised her. It'd be different if you were raised in that kind of, it's very dysfunctional to me, in that kind of dysfunctional environment. And I mean, what about all these kids? I mean, what's going on with all these kids being raised around this? I mean, I'm with Steve's daughter and Steve's son. Now, Steve's son, I mean, I take more of a middle ground with him, because he thinks it's not a correct way to live, but he's like, let's be open to it. So I mean, whatever, that's his opinion. But the little girl, she's a woman. Imagine how that affects you as a woman, a young lady, I should say. She's not a woman yet, but as a young lady, as she gets older and she starts to date, this can really screw her up. You know what I mean? Seeing her father do all this to her mom and everything, and Brenda over there with all those tears and her highlights. Girl, you thought you had landed a Richie, okay? And you thought, okay, I bagged myself a nice one here. I got rid of the wife. She's gone. We scared her off, and now I'm gonna have him to myself. And of course, you're replaceable, because the same thing he did to his wife, he's gonna do to you, and he's doing it, and she's not loving it, and he replaces you with a younger looking version of you, which is so funny. So anyway, that's it, guys. I got to get off here. This was very fun. Thank you, Barbara, for tuning in, and everybody else who tuned in. I will see you guys next week. I have to catch up on my 90-day fiance. I've been really lacking on this one, but I've got to catch up with what's going on with Eve and Muhammad. Oh, that's a whole nother mess, guys. So anyway, I hope you guys are having fun. Take care, stay safe. And Steve's daughter is crying. Yeah, exactly. She is crying out for love for her father. It's very dysfunctional. She's like, you got all this money and time to spend with all these other women. It's bad enough that we have to go, visit you on weekends and stuff like that. Why are you not putting that same amount of attention into us, your children? I mean, they're at a very vulnerable age right now as teenagers, not like little babies. I mean, come on. And Brenda expects them to be all on board because, they were younger when she met them. So come on, Brenda. Yeah, you're not fooling me. You don't care about these kids. You care about that woman, that young woman that's coming in to take over your situation. So we'll see next week if Danielle is going to be in that bed, and if like my girl Burgundy Blue, she used to always talk about the bed of this other couple from the previous season, how this bed, it was weird. The bed was like, I don't know, it was like 2 feet too short. It looked like their ankles would have hung off or something. So we know that Davis guy is not going to be contributing to the household. And let's see next week with the Epps and all their business and what's going to go on, because he is ready to smash in the sheets. And that what's her name? India, she's not having it. So anyway, guys, all right, stay safe, take care, and chipisa lacho.